So, my name is Corey Bentley, and I will be talking about my health analysis journal and what I found. So, my habit, my thesis here, what I did was I created a rule. I called it the 30-30-30 rule. And what it was a prioritization of a minimum amount of time for my mental, physical, and spiritual health. So, a minimum of 30 minutes. I already coming into this had been exercising 5 days a week, but I wanted to do more than just a physical exercise. I wanted to incorporate in this process something that had to do with my spiritual health and my mental health, so I could become more of a complete person. My main goals in this were to reduce stress, with a hope to improve some mental clarity and develop a more positive attitude. So as we look at the tracking here, day 1 through 5, the physical exercise exceeded the 30 minutes. Like I mentioned, I had already been doing a exercise program where I did a minimum of 30 minutes of cardio a day, and then I do some strength training. However, on day 6 and 7, I added 30 minutes of walking, which really helped as I went through the process for day 8 because it left me feeling energized. And typically on that day 8 or the next Monday, I can be kind of sluggish in the morning. It can be hard to uh, get up in the morning. Now, with mental rest, the first day and the third day, I kind of struggled, but after I found my rhythm on day 4, I was able to stop and just kind of enjoy that time of silence and peace. Just kind of let my mind drift off, be clear, not focus on anything in particular. It was really helpful. It was something very hard at first, but it was very helpful in the end. And then finally, in spiritual formation, I had always had time with the Lord and had time when I read my Bible or maybe said a prayer, but it wasn't a set block of time. Some days it would be longer than others, some days it would be shorter. As I went through this process, I found that as I gave more time to God, I was able to rest in Him and I was able to just be in that moment a little bit better. And that it didn't feel like I was forcing anything. It didn't feel like I was wasting my time. It felt like I was just really having a good communication with God. Expectations versus surprises. So for me, just going through here with my expectations, I expected some level of growth. Doing these different things, I expected, at least to a minimal degree, there to be something to change, either to understand that this is something I can continue, or that it is something that maybe I need to dial back and figure out. I expected it to be burdensome. I did not expect I expected it to be a lot, and I didn't expect it to be as easy as it was to kind of make that time and keep that time. Uh, I have 2 kids and a family and all these things going on and work, and it's hard to set aside time sometimes. So I was worried it was going to be burdensome and be kind of an issue, and it wasn't actually. And then I expected it to create some form of discipline in me. I expected it to, as I did these things and I was rigid in them or I kept to them, it was going to be a way for me to be more disciplined in my prayer and my mental health life. Some surprises that I had was just how difficult it was to be still at first and to kind of be quiet and just sit and just not do anything. It was pretty difficult. Another surprise was just how well my body felt. So after working out 5 days with cardio and strength training, it made me kind of uncomfortable. My body could be hurting, but adding those 2 days of walking really, really helped me. And my mind felt so good. I felt in such a positive way. And then the last surprise is just as I've continued on, it's been so easy to continue to have these things in my life. Now, I don't have to hold to the strict 30 minutes necessarily. I'm not holding myself to that, but I am always having 15, 20 minutes each day, um, in the mental health and the spiritual aspect of this. As far as health standards go, the CDC recommends at least 150 minutes of physical exercise a week with 2 days of strength training. So that's 30 minutes for 5 days. This process is 30 minutes for 7 days. So it definitely meets that and exceeds that health standard. The NIH says that 30 minutes of walking a day can improve your mental health. So if you're just doing walking and you walk 7 days of the week, it can help your mental health. And then Mental Health America recommends journaling for 10 minutes a day or exploring your spirituality to kind of help your mind be at peace. And then in conclusion, honestly, over the week, uh, it was a good week, and I feel like the goals were met. That I did have a reduced amount of stress. I was getting a lot of physical activity. I was allowing myself to be calm in moments. That improved mental clarity. Just sitting and being quiet and peaceful was really beneficial. And I do feel like I had a more positive attitude as I spent more time with the Lord. So I feel that all the goals were met. Now, that doesn't mean I'm perfect in those things, and I can still feel stress and I can still have a bad attitude. But when I'm sticking close to this 30-30-30 rule, I really um, feel in a better place. It was very easily repeatable. So every single day, just doing 30 minutes of each of these tasks, it sounds like a lot. But if you start off with maybe just 15 minutes of each, or 20, or you work yourself up, or maybe you do 45 in one and 20 in another, and just being and giving yourself grace, it's something that's very beneficial. And it's the right kind of challenging. So just to end on, there are some things that challenge us, and you do them for a short season. This is the right kind of challenging to where it pushes you and it stretches you, but it stretches you in a safe, healthy way that you're not overdoing it, and it's easy to be tailored to you. And in conclusion, it was just really good for me. And here's the bibliography.